everyone. I guess to everyone. I'm Ada from Poison Rock, and I'm beyond honored that I have with me one of the best musicians we have nowadays, DOUG ALDRICH. I don't want to say from, we can say from Burning Rain, from Dead Daisies, but you're well known all over the world. How are you, DOUG, first of all?
I'm good, Ada. Thank you for having me.
It's really a pleasure. I don't know actually where to start because there's so many questions that I want to ask, but we want to maintain the focus on this the last release of Dead Daisies, the best of, and the upcoming two.
Oh.
But before digging about that, I want to ask about yourself, DOUG, a little bit, just to give a little bit as well, you know, of perspective in the interview. So how you really, DOUG, because you're an amazing guitarist, but how you started as a guitarist? I mean, I don't think you get out of the womb with the guitar already in your hand, or you did it?
No, but it was no. But it was, I was about 11, and my sister had a guitar, a classical guitar, and I thought, well, I'm gonna give it a try, you know, to see what happens. And I really liked it, and I just got entranced by the sound of the guitar and the strings and everything, and then little by little, you know, I was starting to notice guitar players more, and guitar when I would hear it on the radio or whatever. And yeah, I got my first electric and started trying to learn little by little, you know, and still here I am, still trying to learn.
So you never thought about, you know, playing some other instrument, or just you thought that guitar was just your main love, let's say, like that? Like
I thought about actually in the very beginning, I was playing guitar, and so I was like 11 or 12, and my friends and I wanted to make a band in the neighborhood, and I didn't know, I would play whatever. I was just knew it was probably going to have strings on it, and I said to my friend, maybe I'll play bass. And he goes, no, I want to play bass. I said, well, that's cool, I'll play guitar. So it could have gone either way, you know, but I think that I wish I could play drums a little bit. I've got a drum kit at home, and my daughter's kind of getting into drums a little bit. She's only 7, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I wish I could play drums. It would be pretty amazing.
Play with her, you know, like with her while she's learning, playing with her as well. Play together.
Yeah, maybe taking lessons together.
Yeah.
You know?
That's beautiful. And I mean, of course, your whole career is really well known, from Lion, that was an amazing band. If we stop going through all your amazing band and collaboration, I think we get lost like hours and days in talking about it.
Well, basically everything kind of, you know, it started when I came to Los Angeles and got in a band immediately, and finally started to build a little reputation in LA, and I got in Lion around 1984, 85, and we made a really great record that we all felt really good about. And I started to get some offers for other, you know, the band wasn't really taking off. Our record company wasn't in 100%, but I started getting offers from other people, and I just didn't want to take them. I wanted to stay with Lion. I really wanted Lion to make it, but then we ended up, our drummer got hurt, and then I ended up starting to take some gigs and taking other offers. And eventually it led me to Dio, and that's where I really got, Ronnie really put me out there.
Yeah, that's what actually put you in the, let's say, in the worldwide business of music.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he put me out there, and that's how Coverdale found out about my playing.
So you basically had the chance to play, but still today, with the most huge, amazing vocalist of all the time.
Yeah, I've been super lucky. I mean, to work with Dio and David and Glenn Hughes, John Corabi, Keith St. John, all of these guys. They're all amazing singers. I've been very lucky.
Yeah, but that's as well because you are an amazing guitarist. That's why as well, and your personality.
You know, yeah, I think you have to get lucky. You got to practice hard and work hard and try to do good. But it does help if you can be a personality that people can relate to, you know. So like
And
when you're in a band,
yeah, you were saying when you're in a band. Sorry, you were saying.
Oh no, you know, like when you're in a band, it's a family, you know. So you're traveling together, you're living together a lot of times, and it doesn't matter how great you are as a musician as much. I mean, it does matter. You want to do your best, but it also matters that you can be around other people and live together.
Yeah, as well, but because of course, I mean, right now nowadays you have as well like a family. It's not like you were like in the 80s, early 90s. You have a family, so when you're going touring, it's a little bit tougher, isn't it? I mean,
it's hard for me to, you know, I mean, so it's hard for my family, for my wife when I go on tour. There's a lot to do at home, and so she's got to, you know, cover for me when I'm not here. So when I get home, I'm always jumping right back into family life and stuff, but trying to balance it with music. But yeah, on the road as a band together, it's like a family traveling, and you got to take care of each other, and you know.
Yeah, that's beautiful, and that's, I think, as well something that I always you know, like keep me interested in you as a musician, that you always had you always at being an humble person, at being such a professional musician. You always have kind of distinguished by other as well musician, because you, I don't know, you have this being humble by yourself. That's something that I really want to say. It's amazing from that. I mean, I see you all over the band. I see you with the Whitesnake. I saw you with Keith and John, and it's like seeing, you know, like someone that is in your neighborhood, the person close to your door, and be always like that, because there are not so many, you know, like guitar hero. You are a guitar hero, but at the same time you're humble. That's beautiful.
Yeah, you need to stay grounded, and if you start. You know, so when you're younger, you kind of can get a little locked. You can get a little bit locked into the hype a little bit, and it's fun. But eventually, you realize, okay, you gotta turn that off sometimes and just get back to being normal. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, absolutely. And as well, like I was mentioning before, I know and heard a lot about you when I met years ago, Keith and John. And he was talking me all the time. My friend Doug, we were on Burning Rain, and then we did gig together. So I want to ask you just it's as well, like, because I heard this version, I want to hear as well about you, like how did you meet with Keith? Because we are such a huge friends of Keith and John as Poison Rock. That's a beautiful friendship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I met Keith in so after Lion, I did a couple sessions and joined a couple of bands. I joined Hurricane, and then I kind of got back together with the Lion singer, and we made a band called Bad Moon Rising. And we did about 3 or 4 records, and we did good for a while. But he was starting to get burned out on that kind of, you know, heavy bluesy rock kind of thing. And so he wanted to do his own thing, and that's when I met Keith. It was in 1998, and the bass player that was in Bad Moon Rising said, "Hey, you should check out Keith St. John. He's really good." And so I got together with Keith, and I had a couple of music, and we started to talk, like, you know, our sound, and
it's quite serious,
experimenting, doing some demos and writing. Really good. It was like, then we didn't, you know, it's weird. It's kind of like our project that we've done off and on for a long period of time since 1998. We've done 4 albums, I think, and
it's an amazing project.
It's always great working with them.
Yeah, Burning Rain is like I was saying to Kit a lot of times, like you are because there's a Blast Elias, all of you musicians, like that the time stopped. It's been like hearing the sound from the 80s with something more from the contemporary world. It's like big super group like that. That is true. So because basically nowadays your main project are Burning Rain and Dead Daisies, if I'm right.
Well, basically, it's 100% Dead Daisies right now. Burning Rain is always just on the side. It's a project. It's a band, but it's a project of in the heart of me and Keith that we do when we can. But he's doing Raiding the Rock Vault right now, and I'm doing Dead Daisies. And Dead Daisies I've been in the band now 7 years. We've done 4 albums.
You joined where Make Some Noise was released in 2016, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, and how do you join Dead Daisies? Because that's a youth group now. It's a called super group for a reason. Because of a lot of...
No, I don't know. But we don't think of it like that. We're just all friends. We've known each other from other bands. Brian, I first heard about the Dead Daisies when they had Richard Fortus and Dizzy Reed in the band. And then I was actually touring with Glenn Hughes, and they called and said, we want to make a record. Dizzy and Richard are going to be going back to Guns N' Roses, and we want to make a record, a guitar album. And we got together. I was friends with Brian and Marco and John for years, and then I met with David. We started writing, all of us together as a group. Like, everybody was involved, which was great. And we came up with that first album together. First album for me with them. It's a cool record. So we've just gone. There's been a couple lineup things here and there. John took a break and Glenn came in, but it's really like a family. It's like how we write together, how we record together, how we travel together. It's really very tight.
Yeah, because that's beautiful, this concept that you are explaining about, that you mentioned as well, putting close to other bands you played, like being in a family. This means, I think, I'm seeing this means a lot to you, like being like a family all together. Because
it's like your brothers, when you travel together so much, you really learn about each other,
Yeah, that's basically like, I think I can imagine that you have a lot of funny memories and silly memories, meaningful memories as well, because you are sharing life, of course, together. And this tour that you are going to face right now is a long tour. I mean,
We've got off and on. We're going to be working up until about mid-December.
Yeah, so
we've got an Italian show.
8 November, live club Trezzo sull'Adda.
Yeah, we love it there.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
We're going to throw down, and I will see you there, and we can't wait. The Italian fans are always great. People come from all over to go to Italy. So
I'm from the south as well.
It's going to be fun.
It's a kind of travel going up to the north.
Yeah.
So from the islands, so it's really a travel. Sometimes it's easier for me going to other countries like Belgium, France, than going to the northern Italy. But so this tour is gonna keep you really busy a lot. So, and
we're traveling a bit, and we've got some really good shows, and we actually start in Japan in about a week and a half.
Wow.
And then we go directly to Europe. So we'll be coming from Japan and getting to see you guys after.
So, and there will be some US too, kind of somewhere? Are you already?
We did some we did that. We did the US in August and September, and we did also Canada, which was really great.
Because Canada is an stunning, amazing country by itself. But it's basically you're covering all over the world. What is missing is like Australia, New Zealand, maybe. What is missing?
We're not. Yeah, we're missing that this year. We won't be going there this year, and South America too. But hopefully next year we can do some.
The Daisies conquering the world, basically. But it's beautiful because you see a lot of things again, and then you collect memories from different places because it's a big band, really. It's for me as a fan, seeing from outside, it's a band that each one of you is like, you don't know who said, got to get an autograph or to talk to or take a picture first, because each one of you has an amazing history behind. And putting all together, make the Daisies a beautiful, like you say, like a family, a beautiful amazing band. But as a Dead Daisies.
Well, now we got John Corabi back, and it's a big thing because John puts on a great show always. He's really the mayor of rock and roll.
Yeah,
he's like he's incredible. And then we got Michael Devin on bass from Michael from Whitesnake on bass. And so you basically have 3/5 of the Forevermore band from Whitesnake on the Dead Daisies now, and it's a really killer lineup. So definitely want people to come out to these gigs.
Of course, because as well, I mean, it's a kind of, you know, the sound, the vibes. It's something that make you feel happy, you know, that you make you think about their life, their bad moments, good moments, make you reflect, and as well enjoying seeing your hero live. Something that is not happening every day. So
yes,
it's every year, but it's always a chance to enjoy music live, because you brought up the essence of positive vibes, you know, positivity of, and plus this is released as well in August, the best of, with 2 on records. I mean, unreleased record songs. Sorry. So with these songs, if I'm right, they were supposed to be in the last album. So
they were written.
Yeah.
Those 2 songs were written in 2020, and then when we got to do the album, they were a little different vibe. You know, "Let It Set You Free" is a really sweet song, very beautiful, vibey song. And then "The Healer" is probably the heaviest, darkest thing we've done. It's very cinematic, and like we were going to actually kind of put a concept together around that. And but when it came to do Radiance, the album Radiance, we just decided we didn't need those songs.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, I think that as well, you kind of a little bit ready your let's say your track list. What fan can expect in general? Because we don't want to reveal everything. People have to find out in the live shows.
Well, we have on that album. That's a kind of a good overview of the Dead Daisies' career, celebrating 10 years together. And and so we took a bit of each era of the band from different fixed studio albums, and we're gonna basically play a similar set list live. That's kind of what you're gonna get, and then we reworked a couple of those songs as well.
Yeah, and just taking a little bit of like the journey of the sound of the Daisies, of course, in your professional opinion and your personal opinion as well. How do you think the sound? Of course, there will change of members in the Daisies as well, but in general, the sound. Do you think if it's changed, and how?
The sound of the Dead Daisies has always kind of had a common thread, which is David Lowey's guitar. He's got that very simple, simple aggressive downstrokes. You know, so there's a lot of stuff that we do like that is just straight driving rock. You know, like Long Way to Go or Rise Up. And so that's always been there. Even when Glenn came in the band, we still had some of that sound, you know. But of course, when you change singers, you're going to get a different sound. And going from John Corabi to Glenn was a big change, which was really exciting. Something that we could take some different experiment with some different things. And it was also great to hear Glenn sing John's songs. Now we've got John back in the band, and we're covering a couple of the songs that we wrote with Glenn. So John's singing them live and doing them his way, and it's really cool. I'm totally loving it.
So, and I think the fan will love that as well live, because it's it's like a rediscovering. It's a sound that it's always been like it's a familiar sound, you know, like being all family, because it's not like, oh, I'm singing Glenn's song, I'm singing John's song. It's just huge, just sharing and the songs of each other, just without any problem, just being free, and even readapting by yourself, you know, with your own, because of course we have our influences, each one of us, and but of course, so that's mainly what we can expect live. But from the last Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, for sure. It's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a great party night, and John always brings it. He with Michael Devin on bass. It's super tight. Him and Brian Tichy. Brian's amazing drummer. Those guys have played thousands of shows together, so they're very very tight, even just naturally as a bass player and drummer playing together. And so the band's on. We're in top form right now. I'm super excited and confident that people will have a great night when they come out.
Yeah, and of course, because the last album that was actually released was Radiant. That's something
Yes.
that you are kind of maybe thinking about working after the tour on some new materials.
Maybe, yeah. We've always got some stuff kicking around. I mean, there's always riffs and things that we'll do. We'll be playing backstage, trying some stuff, and it always happens. But there's no set plan at the moment. But I would say that we'd probably be kicking around some new music next year. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now the main thing is just going on the road, enjoy the live, enjoy the fans vibe. That's really beautiful. Just something about, of course, Dead Day, because Dead Daisies, it's really well known around the world. You joined them in 2016, but of course I want to ask you if there are always, new fans, especially teenagers, that are getting closer to the Dead Daisy right now and the moment. If you would suggest, for example, don't want to say a song because, like you said, we changed the vibes. But for example, just or an album or something to start with, because I think it's important. Because when you have like a huge discography, you got where I start first. If you want to give an help for the new fans to listen to Daisies, the best thing is going to the live, of course.
Yeah, I would also say the best of is a good thing because it's got a little bit of everybody. It shows everything. But my favorite albums probably are for different reasons. Like I really love Radiance, what we did with that. But I also really love Burn It Down. I love Make Some Noise, Holy Ground. They're all cool for different reasons. Yeah. So maybe the best of is the best way. Maybe.
Yeah. And of course, and just about, with Dead Daisies, there's some, I can say on all your career, but we really got lost in hours of interview just to make it yeah. But if you have some, good memories or funny, silly, deep, meaningful memories of Dead Daisies that you want to share, something that beautiful happened, I don't know, could be anything. Just even at a coffee with that fan.
We're constantly, there's constantly joking and laughing because that's how John is. He's just a funny dude. He'll make fun of anything, and it's fun. But as far as funny things that have happened, there's every day there's something that happens. And then there's difficult things too. There'd be, for example, maybe. One time Michael Devin, I was traveling with Michael and we got off the plane and he realized that his passport was missing and he realized he left it on the plane, but you can't go back. You can't go back in. So he was kind of stuck for about an hour in between, going through customs and getting his passport. But, and then there's always, funny things where there'll be, some kind of strange food backstage that we don't really know what it is, and we're trying to figure out who's going to sample it, and but there's probably lots. I think one of the biggest ones that we've had was the last couple of years touring. It's people having to be very careful with the pandemic and all that stuff has been. It's been a little bit weird, but we're kind of now learning to live with that and back to doing live shows and having fun. After the shows, we're going and doing kind of we'll come out after the show and say hi to people.
Yes.
So it's good. We're getting back to it,
Yeah, slowly we come back to the normality, which is good because we needed that. It wasn't, being home stuck and being afraid of shaking hands, wearing masks. Still we have to do that in a kind of way, but it's getting easier and we are taking a deep breath, and this meditation helped, I think, to everyone. And of course,
we learned a lot. And now, and the good thing is the music helped us get through it. And now we've got live music coming back. There's a lot of bands playing live right now, and so we're happy to be out there.
Yeah, and I think it's even stronger than before, because we appreciate what we have now more than we had before.
Yeah,
because I missed a lot.
Totally.
Yes,
totally.
And of course, before we end the interview and everything, one thing is that, of course, everyone is interested, because a lot of people ask me, is about your personal gear. Like, which is like, I mean, because of course you started, if am I right, with a Les Paul, and then you go endorse with Jackson. So your I don't want to say your favorite, because I think you can shift, but your actual gear on the stage.
Well, we actually, for this tour, we've made a partnership with Black Star amps. So Black Star's powering the entire backline, and it's just ripping. It sounds killer. We're using their brand new line of called the Venue amps, and their HT 100 Stage 100 Mark III is what we're using. And one of the things about that's really cool is it's got a cabinet emulated output out of the back of the amp that sounds incredible. So you could be basically listening. You can turn the amp on standby and listen to just the mic, just the PA. And then it's 3-channel. It's great. But then I've got some pedals. I work with Dunlop Manufacturing. I work with TC Electronic a lot. Those guys are great. I recently acquired a new pedal from TC that is called the Plethora 3. It's amazing. And then I use my Les Pauls, but also with John Suhr pickups. Very important, because Les Paul always sounds great. It's just a big, heavy sound.
Yeah.
But this pickup that John Suhr makes from Suhr Guitars, if you go there on the website, you can see the Aldrich humbucker, and that's what I put in all my guitars. It's just a big, fat, badass sound, and
changes the sound.
I love. It's just you just hear it and you go, that's cool. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I use Dunlop picks. I use Dunlop wahs. And Dunlop strings.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm always open for trying anything. I love pedals.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did you ever imagine that when you are like that 11-year-old kid that was starting playing guitar, to be like really, because I don't know if people put you in that box, but I want to say that a guitar hero, because you are nowadays. So
that's very sweet. Thank you.
No, that's true. I mean it. I my favorite band is Whitesnake. I have tattooed all the song almost everywhere. yeah. Still of the Night. I think it's so.
Right on.
I basically interviewed everyone from Whitesnake except David until now. So meeting you, seeing you there in Whitesnake, you were having like a kind of light where you're playing, and I'm saying that really honestly.
Thank you.
And so, did you ever thought, like, you're 11 years old, could imagine to be today where you are?
No, I mean, I couldn't even think of this far ahead. I wouldn't. If someone told me where I would be like, that's impossible. But it sounds really good.
Yeah.
But you can't imagine. I mean, all the things that go on when you're a musician, from when you're a kid going through making a band at your parents' basement to playing your first gigs in a wherever your first gig might be, and then doing clubs, and then later, playing bigger places, arenas or outdoor stages, and then sometimes festivals that are massive, or stadiums in foreign countries that you never think that you'd ever get to go. Like I just, as an example, going to South America or going to parts of Europe that you never think of, and it's just amazing, and Italy is a highlight always. going to
Yeah,
Italy
Italy
is
is
like, okay.
yeah, and especially that place that you're gonna play, this country, this small city, Trezzo sull'Adda. It's really particular because that's with the castle, ruin of the castle, with the river. It's really beautiful and atmospherical. So even people can,
Yeah.
and it's a good spot because people can reach you out from a little bit, even from the part of Europe of close to Italy. So they can even see you twice because they are not far so far. That's
Yes.
really good.
So let's do that. Yeah, let's do it.
That's a beautiful gigs, really, and I've been in that nightclub, and it's a beautiful nightclub. The venue is amazing. I can say that for sure. So people don't have to miss these gigs because, I mean, I want to be there as well, and I try to be there as far as I can because meeting you in person and each one of you would be amazing. I can't even imagine. For me, even right now, I'm just like imagining that because I tried really for a long time to even set up an interview with you because, like I said, you, in my opinion, have all the skills that a guitarist should have, including the most important, being true to yourself, being who you are. Like I think it's my personal opinion. Who you are on the stage, who you are when you're playing is Doug. There's no
okay, but there's always room to get better. There's always room to grow. I'm always constantly learning new things.
That's what I'm saying. See, I'm right.
Or like maybe I'll hear something that I played years ago and I'll be like, "Wow, that's really cool. I forgot all about that." And then I'll go back and relearn it. You know. So it's just constant. It's constantly trying to, you know, be on your game, to be the best you can be. And you know, when I'm at home, I'm kind of into the family mode, so it's a little bit challenging for me to
husband, of course.
To really push the to push hard, but I do my best, and then when I get on the road, I'm all in, you know.
Yeah, and so I want to really.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's perfect. I'm really thankful for all these small things that I'm doing, telling you to do, but I'm really happy to have did this interview with you, Doug, because I can't wait to see.
Do you say is it Ada or Ada? How do you?
The same. I mean, my name is pronounced Ada in Italy, but in America there is a lot of Ada as well. I found out.
Yeah, Ada. I thought Ada was what it looked like.
Yeah.
Anyway. Thank you so much, Ada. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Doug. It was a pleasure and an honor, and finally I can say the interview. I talked with Doug Aldrich. Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it again too next time, and maybe, hopefully, I'll get to meet you in Italy.
I hope soon. I hope to reach you in Trezzo sull'Adda. Looking forward. So to all the people, go to see DEAD DAISIES, 8th of November, Trezzo sull'Adda live club. Don't miss it, and as well enjoy the new release, which is the best of in vinyl and in CDs. Great.
Yes.
Light.
Yes.
So. Thank you so much, and
thanks, Ada. Thanks, Poison Rock. We love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Greetings to all your family, and enjoy the rest of the days with your families and children. Have a good day.
Thank you, sweetie. My wife's right here. She says hi.
Greetings to your wife. A huge hug, from woman to woman.
Okay. Sounds good.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye. See you.